I put a $1,000 shaft in my brand new driver for 2025. Now, during this club build, there's a few things that I actually didn't realize about my driver. And this shaft is full of hidden technology.
It's a bold claim.
Yeah. Did it with Bryson, worked with Bryson to be fair. They're 505X sitting on top, yeah.
That yellow grip's gonna look class on there. I mean, I better play some decent golf this year.
Now, I know I'm so lucky to be in this position to get this shaft. So without your support, I would never have had this. So thank you so much. Let's get into this club build.
Here is my spec, Callaway Eylte 9 degree autoflex. We're going yellow grips, yep, quite out there. But it looks good with this. And this is exactly my spec. And Joe is gonna build this right now. So talk us through the exact process from start to finish of how we're gonna make this work.
So we'll start off with prepping the tip of the shaft. Need to do that for the glue to almost catch on and grip the end of the shaft, so then the head will stay on. After that, we'll cut to length. So we'll measure the full length of the driver, cut to length, and then we'll glue the driver. Let that cure for around 20 minutes. So in theory, you could walk onto the golf course 30 minutes or so after you've had it glued.
It's a bold claim.
Yeah. Did it with Bryson, worked with Bryson to be fair. Yeah, so sit on the curer for 20 minutes, and then once that's set, a little bit of acetone, clean it up, and then grip, and then, like I say, pretty much wait.
Let's get to work.
Yeah.
So this is the head. And to be fair, this is, like we said, 9 degree. It's gonna be left in neutral, and this is gonna go straight in the bag. And this is the workshop. We will be having a look at this as well. This is the shaft puring machine. You'll have probably seen this before on my build from last year, which is very cool. And yeah, cool. There will be the iron fitting as well on my build, but that's on a different video. Okay, Joe, safety first.
Safety first. Try and get the...
What are we looking for there? Like, how do you know how far to go?
So I think it's just after you've done it for quite a while, you do get an idea of how far to go down. But obviously, I say you've got Callaway, to be fair, is quite a long.
This bit here is really quite
adapter,
long.
and then obviously Callaway, I've got quite a long ferrule as well, so you have got a bit of room. Yeah. Obviously, you don't want to take loads off, just in case come down the line you do end up reshafting it. You don't want to then be how much you're spending on this driver.
Yeah.
You don't want to ruin the shaft, so you still don't want to take loads off.
Okay, cool. Because I mean, I'd be absolutely panicking about getting that done.
Yeah.
And what length is this going to be?
So this is going to be 45.5, so you've gone for standard length. So we'll cut just a fraction under the line with the driver. So with the grip butt, it'll just play just on 45.5, maybe a fraction over. Also standard length for us at Scottsdale.
And is that standard length for like all brands, or is that like what you said, just you guys at Scottsdale, that's what you work to?
If you look on some websites like TaylorMade, I think Callaway, they cut to 45.75, but I think that's with the grip all the way at the end, basically.
Yeah. Because I know Ping have actually gone longer this year, haven't they?
Yeah, so Ping offer two lengths, so you can have it 45.25 or you can have 45.75. So they offer two different lengths to the driver.
Part of me wants to have a go at cutting this, but I don't want to mess it up because, like you said, it's not a cheap shaft.
Can do if you want.
No, it's all right. I'll do something a bit more easier.
So locked in. D0.1.
What does that mean?
So in terms of weight, where it's distributed. So if you were, say if it was C4, if you had like chucked a really fat grip on it, you're going to feel the weight of the head, or feel the head weight less. It's going to feel quite light. Okay. Whereas if it's the opposite way around and you went really heavy, like really heavy head or really long shaft, you're going to play some like D5, D6, D7, say, and that's going to feel really heavy head end. And
would it feel very different to somebody, like if they had a swing weight that wasn't right for the club that they got, or?
Yeah. So if you were going like through a set of irons and you go 4 iron plays D2, what you'd say is an average swing weight, and it staggers up quite nicely, and then you've got, say, in the middle 7 iron, 8 iron that plays D6 out of nowhere, that will feel very, very different. But it depends. I mean, it depends how much feel you've got. Everyone's going to be different. But it does make a difference if we can have that nice staggered swing weight, especially through a set of irons, 100%.
And you've put on like the tape here, so obviously I'm having 1 layer of tape. If someone's having 2, you put 2. Someone's having 3, and the exact grip. Yeah,
that's what I've always done through building clubs, pretty much start to finish. Is some people do it different. I've just always put the amount of layers of tape on, so even if it's 1, because at least you know exactly it's not it's going to be exact same through every single set.
Joe, so the next part of this, we've obviously the swing weight's okay, we're now putting some glue together, and we just mentioned about this machine over here, which is the Pura machine. This autoflex doesn't need it, does it?
No, so this was, you can still obviously pure this shaft, but you don't necessarily need to. With, if you look at the flex that you've gone for, so SF505X, that effectively is, when that sits on the top of the golf clubs, when I'll build this for you now, I'll get that pointing pretty much straight up. So
and what does that mean?
That's going to play in the hard side position. So effectively that's going to help you to keep that flight down and keep that spin in a better window rather than it popping up a little bit too high, which you might see in soft side basically. So we're going to keep it in that logo up so it's in the hard side position.
And this is just some, is it like iron filings there?
Yeah, something very similar. You've got 2 pots there. You've got tungsten if you want to try and add a bit more swing weight there. And then, as you say, that's like a iron filing sort of mixture. So like I say, you're just binding the glue together just so it's got a better chance of sticking to that golf shaft.
And what have we just done? Have we put what in there?
That one in there.
So for reference, everybody, we've just put that in there. So that's going to make it a little more weight in there, as opposed to putting...
Tad more weight, yeah, but it's the key part for actually getting that club head to stay.
So that's that line that you're looking down on that now, and you've got this sitting
SF505X sitting on top, yeah.
That looks really cool. That yellow grip's gonna look class on there. It panics me when you do that. So what's this now, Joe? What we doing?
It's only just the just when it's been knocked down, the ferrule's just literally dropped down just like a tad. So didn't want a gap obviously in between the ferrule. Excess glue off there.
So there's not much to do here, is there? There's just literally
no. There's the driver's side. There's not a whole host to do. Whereas you're going to see the iron build in a minute. That's going to be a lot more to do. So the iron shafts that you've gone for, basically we need to tip them and cut them both sides of the golf club or golf shaft basically. So you need to tip the bottom side or the tip side to basically play them a certain flex, and then once we put the head onto the shaft, we then obviously need to cut for length. So you can't just prep them and then just put the shaft in, because they all need to be cut from that side first.
Interesting, very interesting.
So,
I'm excited to show you these being built, and they look quite some like cool details on here, which is really nice. So how long does this need to sit in here for? Because this makes it happen quicker, right?
Yeah, so that needs to sit in there for, say 15-20 minutes. So it'll take a few minutes just to get up to temperature. So at the moment you can see it's just climbing temperature wise. So it'll get to about 50-ish on there. And then say once it's hit that temperature, it'll go around a couple of cycles at that, around say 20 minutes or so. And then
just a grip.
Yeah, just grips and then good to go. Oh. Good to go.
We're literally just on to pop in a grip on this.
Grip on, yeah. Yeah, so we've just acetone, so just basically the ferrule on your driver, same with your irons, just a little bit on the dull side, basically after we've wiped a bit of the excess glue off. So we just basically need to clean it up a little bit, and then I'll grab one of your grips.
That's going to look seriously cool.
Yellow on yellow.
And because we're having one layer of tape, you put it under and this way, but if you go in 2, would you then wrap it in the opposite direction?
Yeah, so when you start layering it up, there is that, as you say, is that way to do it, so you're not feeling the rib basically of the tape going down. So when we're setting up for this now, when you hit a shot with this, in theory, you're not going to feel that where that tape basically connects on the side, almost creates like a little rib effect.
That looks class. That yellow into the grey, into the yellow. Yeah,
it's good with the yellow.
It's almost like I meant it. That is class. Very, very happy with this.
So on the pedal.
I mean, I better play some decent golf this year with a yellow grip.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? And just
you'd like to think so.
Little bang down on there, just so it's all the way at the bottom. And give it a quick spray down once we've done the irons as well.
Oh,
yeah.
Have a look at that. We are talking.
Looks nice, that.
Looks class, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So here we go. That is my setup for my driver in 2025. I'm really quite happy with how that looks. Like, I think the yellow grip into the yellow sort of decal on the shaft into, obviously, this head. Now, you're going to say, Alex, you didn't give it a good review when you actually reviewed it, but that just shows I wasn't fitted for those. They were just sent to me. This has been fine-tuned for me with the independent shaft fitting. And yeah, I'm insanely excited to get this out on the golf course. So the next video that I'll do with this, I think I'll probably do this when we're away, actually testing this out on the golf course, get some numbers out in play, and when there's trees there, there's water, there's bunkers, there's a bit more pressure. But guys, thanks so much for watching this video. This is my full build of my driver for 2025.